Hello everyone, and welcome back to more mysterious recipes with me and her.
Hi guys.
So today we're going to be doing our September coffee of the month.
And for that, our prompt is, in September he plants new seeds. So we already did a very planting and seed themed coffee back in February, which was delicious, very good, we enjoyed it. And I'm sorry, actually no, March, not February.
The Fields of Fortitude, the name she didn't like.
And we're trying to make sure that we don't use too many of the same kind of seeds this time around, so that this seed coffee is a little different than our previous seed coffee. So we're going to switch things up a little. And what are we going to do with seeds?
But also, there are some different seeds for the fall versus the spring.
Yes.
So today, we're going to be doing pumpkin seeds.
Pumpkin seeds.
Pumpkin seeds.
So we're kind of on the cusp between the end of summer, beginning of autumn, and we kind of wanted to do a coffee that sort of sums that up. And what did we prep last night?
I didn't prep it. She got some pumpkin seeds soaking in water to help soften them up a little bit because we're going to make our own pumpkin seed milk.
Basically, we're going to treat this like almond milk or oat milk,
whatever,
any like plant-based milk,
non-dairy.
yeah, that you're using in coffee. And what we did for this, I'm going to include the overhead footage. You can get these little bags of pumpkin seeds. I'm sure you can find larger bags in other places, but Food Lion and like the international spices section carries these little pouches of sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds. I can't speak today. These are unsalted, which is good. We don't want a salty milk. But these are little 2-ounce bags, and I got 3 of them. I've already used up about half a bag. Just about 2.5 bags comes out to about 3/4 of a cup of seeds. Put that in a jar. And then add another 2 cups of water and soak these overnight. If you're into more of the autumn time, like proper autumn by the time you make this coffee, then you can use fresh pumpkin seeds with water and make pumpkin milk that way. But right now it's a little too early in the stores to be getting our hands on the fresh pumpkins just yet.
It's more late September, early October.
Yeah. So we're just like a few weeks too early to be using fresh pumpkin seeds.
Shall I get started?
Yes. So we've got our 2 cups of water, 3/4 cups of seeds. We're gonna pour these in a blender and puree that as smooth as we can get it.
Spoon, please. That's a beautiful colored milk.
Yes, the milk is gonna have like a little bit of a almost greenish tinge, probably.
Look guys, we are gonna do all the Star Wars milks. We did blue milk in one video. Now
Did they have green milk?
I think they have green milk in the newer ones, which I know.
That sounds gross.
I know how some people feel about the newer Star Wars movies, so I apologize for even bringing them up, but I'm pretty sure there was green milk.
And we're gonna go puree this.
And guys, we have milk. It's actually not really green at all. It's
like if you were looking at it in good light, there's like a slight greenish cast, but not much.
Light. We have lights.
By the time you put it in coffee, you're not going to be able to tell.
So maybe we won't have green milk. Sorry for getting your hopes up.
I'm sure you could add like some spirulina or something.
It's kind of insane how if you puree something in water, like almonds, oats, pumpkin seeds, it turns white just like milk. It's weird.
We're using our little mesh strainer a couple videos in a row. We just have a little cheap one we got from the dollar store, so you don't have to spend a lot of money for a little mesh one. We're gonna run this through a strainer and whoop! Give me a second to get this just right.
I was just attacked by this phone.
And we're just gonna run this through, get rid of any solids because we don't want little crunchy bits of seed in our coffee. So last time it looked like we were making butter, this time it looks like we're making ricotta cheese or something.
It does.
Once we get most of the
I would
liquid
love to
out.
make cheese. I've seen some videos where people make it and it doesn't look that hard.
Maybe, I think before we start mixing everything up, we should rinse off the spoon and try some of this just on its own to see how watery it is and know kind of how we need to tweak it. Now we're going to confess, while we are using a seed-based milk, we are not making per se a vegan coffee because we are going to be adding whipped cream to this, so that it's still going to have some creaminess by the time we're done. Let's try a little tester of our milk to see how it is. Does it taste like pumpkin seeds? I imagine.
It tastes like
Make
a
it little
vegan
stir.
milk.
It's kind of foamy on top.
It is a little thinner than I like. I like oat milk because it's creamier than a lot of the other non-dairy
I do like
milks.
oat milk.
It's not horrid,
So it does taste like pumpkin seeds,
but it's kind of a nice.
but it is kind
It
of
just needs
thin.
something to fill it out a little bit.
So what I'm contemplating, I know that you said that you were looking up on how different like nut and seed milks are made, and some of them add like a little bit of a neutral oil, but since we're adding whipped cream at the end anyway, do we want to add just like a little splash of cream to this to round it out, make it a little bit of a fuller flavor? Since we're already using cream.
Would that mix?
Yeah, I mean cream is a fattier thing, kind of like oil is.
I mean, if you think that's a good idea.
But right now it just tastes like pumpkin seeds, kind of thin.
All right.
Let's say 2 tablespoons right now, so we can kind of keep track of how much we use. We want people to be able to replicate this.
A splash is a measurement.
So
And then we're gonna add
2 tablespoons cream. We're kind of treating this like a half and half right now.
What else are we gonna add?
The rest of it is mostly going to get added to, we might have more than we need right now, the pot.
We're not gonna add anything else?
We're going to, but we're going to heat it up with some spices. I don't know if we need the whole thing or not. It's definitely more rounded out now, even with just 2 tablespoons of cream. It's got more of a creaminess to it now.
Alright.
So we want to take, I think, 1.5 cups. How much did we come out to on that? We came
So
out to about-
close. Let's just go ahead and do it
Yeah.
all. It's just under 2 cups. We're
Yeah.
just gonna head and put it all in there.
So, depending on how well you're able to squeeze this out, 1.5 to 2 cups of liquid. We're going to put that in a small pot. We're going to heat that on the stove to about medium-high heat, and we're going to add a teaspoon each of cinnamon and ginger. We want to be working in those nice warming spices for the almost beginning of fall.
I know it's a little bit early, but I'm already craving a pumpkin spice latte. I want one right now.
Teaspoon.
And what's crazy is I used to not like pumpkin spice lattes until somebody made me a homemade one. And
With
now
actual pumpkin.
And now I love them, and I want one so bad.
And granted, it was very tempting to just do a homemade pumpkin spice latte with fresh pumpkin or actual pumpkin in it for one of our coffees, but it's hardly groundbreaking and original.
Oh,
and we didn't have a pump that really worked with it.
All right, so we got our spices. Anything else?
We're gonna heat that up till it's nice and hot and steaming, so that's going to take a few minutes. We want to give those spices time to let their flavors steam into the milk. We can also go ahead and make some coffee or espresso, because once this is all heated up, we're just going to mix in a few things and then put everything together in a cup.
It's a pretty simple coffee,
right?
Y'all.
So each cup you're going to want a double shot of espresso, or you can make some really strong coffee using like 2 times the regular amount of coffee grounds. And if you're making coffee and not espresso, you're going to need about 1 cup's worth of coffee by the time you're done. I mean, as in a 1 cup measuring cup for 2 people. We are going to put some whipped cream on the top at the very end for this. So I've just got a pint jar to go ahead and mix that up in. And we don't have a whole lot of cream left in this container. Let me see how much we've got. I'm making a mess. Oopsie. The amount of the whipped cream you make doesn't really matter. This is just for topping and finishing. Got probably about 2/3 of a cup there.
We'll go ahead and
mix
mix
the whole
straight
thing.
mugs, right? Coffee.
Yeah, that's fine. Whipped cream. You can be pretty flexible with the amounts. The main thing is that you need your cream as the base. I'm going to add probably a teaspoon or so of sugar to that just to sweeten it a little. And also some vanilla, anywhere from a half teaspoon to a teaspoon, depending on how strong a vanilla flavor you want. We're also going to be putting some vanilla in the coffee itself, so you don't have to go super heavy on this. This a little bit over a half teaspoon here. And we're just gonna beat that till it gets fluffy. And we do want an actual fluff to it. Unlike last time that we did like a cold foam, we want this to be fluffy enough that we can throw a few seeds on the top at the end and it'll support their weight. I think this blender is on its last legs because it will not spin if there's any resistance, and the cream itself is starting to offer too much resistance where it's stopping to spin. Either way, we made it to a fluff state. Delicious. We got our whipped cream made. We have our espresso made. We have you off camera. There we go.
I'm drinking water. I'm trying to stay hydrated.
Now once our milk mixture comes to steaming, we're just going to stir in a couple other things and then everything's going to go together in a cup. So we're just waiting for that to hit the steaming point.
Fantastic.
You might notice something different on the overhead, which is we ran into something unexpected. We've tried making pumpkin seed milk before and didn't have this issue. I don't know if it's where we heated it so much, but it's trying to like thicken up now that it's really hot and steaming. We just took it off the heat and turned the burner off, but we're gonna strain it a second time before we put it in our mugs, just to make sure we get rid of any bad texture.
But before we do that, we're going to add the rest of our ingredients.
We're gonna put a teaspoon of vanilla.
2 tablespoons of apple butter. And 2 tablespoons of molasses.
We did go ahead and buy store-bought apple butter for this because apple butter you're supposed to let cook for like 10 hours, and that was not happening this weekend, but we still wanted to try kind of working in that flavor. We were also talking about maple syrup. Let's add just 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. That's not super sweet, so 1 tablespoon shouldn't make this really sweet.
Maybe I pushed it through the mesh too hard.
I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, we did blend it up quite fine.
Yeah, maybe we just got too much through the strainer.
I think we blended it up a little too fine.
That's still almost 1.5 cups. So even after 2 strainings with it trying to set up on us, we're still gonna have enough liquid for our coffee. It's just, we weren't expecting this step. Granted, we were letting it steam and it reached almost a boil before we cut the heat back. Usually we just have, in the past when we've tried making just straight pumpkin seed milk, we only heated till it reached a steam.
Put a note in here, a cheesecloth probably would work a lot better.
Probably.
Because I did notice there was still some in it after.
But this does look a lot cleaner now than our first straining.
Alright, are we ready to assemble? Coffees, assemble!
So it didn't quite go like we planned, but part of trying out and creating new recipes is being flexible with whatever issues you run into. Hopefully there will be enough for 3 coffees because one of our other sisters is here right now, but we're gonna do at least 2. And then the last step, we're gonna take those last few pumpkin seeds that we saved. We just made sure we had a tablespoon or so left. We're gonna sprinkle a few on top of every cup because this is a pumpkin seed milk latte and we want that to be evident from the moment you see it coming toward you.
We're calling this Appleseed.
Yes.
There are no apple seeds in it.
No, but there's apples and seeds. And also you shouldn't eat apple seeds in large amount.
Do you know what's in apple seeds?
Let's see if we ruined our coffee or not. With
Don't say that. We
Sorry.
ruined a lot of things testing these videos. But in the end, it's okay.
it all turns out fine in the end.
That tastes like fall in a cup.
It does.
This will satiate the pumpkin spice cravings for a little bit longer.
It'll help you last until the first actual day of autumn, which is still a little further out. What, the 21st?
Is it the
22nd?
21st or
It's the
22nd
20
of
something. Yeah. This is good. Actually, so we tried making pumpkin seed milk for the first time a week ago just to see if this was really feasible. And I do have to say, this is significantly better than when we were doing our trial run with just the milk. Let's be honest, I am a sucker for a gingerbread latte as well. And this is gingerbread latte adjacent.
Well, I mean, there's
Also,
molasses.
my camera
there's
crooked? I can't tell.
ginger. There's your camera's always crooked,
Just like me.
but less crooked than before.
I think it's partly because you're taller than me and you're on that side. So I'm looking at the frame and being like, one side looks higher up than the other.
No, it is higher up because even when I'm not taller than you, I'm sorry for being tall, Emily.
Rub it in.
I'm not even tall. You're just short.
Okay. What do we think of the coffee?
It's yummy. Tastes like fall.
The apple butter note is very light.
I can't even tell that it's pumpkin milk, but maybe that's a good thing.
I definitely think so. Adding the little bit of cream to the pumpkin milk, I don't know if that's what made it start to set while we were heating it or not,
Girl.
but adding it definitely helped with the flavor. What?
You were making me look tan, and I'm not.
I always look paler on camera than you.
I think it's because I'm wearing yellow.
Maybe. But yeah, adding a little bit of cream to the pumpkin seed milk made a big difference in our first trial run where we didn't. That was just kind of watery tasting. And we also concentrated it a little bit more with less water than we tried at first. The apple butter note is very, very light. You could add a little bit more, but I wouldn't add a lot more to it because like a strong apple note texture and also a strong apple note doesn't quite go with a strong coffee note, at least to my taste buds. So if you want to add a little more apple butter to it, I would say start like a teaspoon at a time and work your way up until you find the perfect ratio for you. But the 2 tablespoons that we used is a good starting point.
We both think it's good.
Yes,
But does our taste tester think it's good? We're gonna find out. Give me just a moment.
So we didn't tell our taste tester what exactly we were doing this
I
time.
kind of did actually.
Last time we told them we were making corn coffee and they were very hesitant about trying. But we like to jump whoever the nearest people are to taste test our coffees of the month as we're making them and to get a unbiased opinion. So let's find out what they think today. So good.
What do you think?
I'm sucking the pumpkin seed every time I take a sip.
Oh my!
I've gotten to where I'm starting to get to the pumpkin seeds. For me, they were floating to the opposite side of the
Tell
cup
us what the
first.
flavor says to you. You never like our coffees.
This one's probably one of the best ones you can make, honestly. The other ones are kind of
Jinx on the perfectly timed gasp. Pinky.
my goodness. Good.
That's my crooked pinky. I can't do that.
Comment down below in the comments if you also have a crooked pinky and which one it is.
I fractured it as a kid.
She is fleeing with a cup full of coffee in her hand and said that it's one of the best ones we've made, so I think it's a success.
Pat yourself on the back.
Back patting train. This came out better than I was afraid it might, to be perfectly honest.
You thought it was gonna be horrendous?
I didn't think it was going to be horrendous, but that first trial run of just the pumpkin seed milk,
She was like,
nothing added to it, was just kind of bland.
okay, peeps, we have to go thrifting now. So,
October. Grapes.
we got some ideas, but they're interesting.
I have an idea of something I want to try, but I don't know if it's going to be drinkable. So we're going to do a trial run before we film our video, and we might kind of pivot what we have in mind for October from there.
Y'all guys need to check out, how do you say the username? Rikaboo Designs, is that it? Is that how you say the name?
I can't remember. I haven't looked at her username in a while. So
I need to pull it up. She's on Instagram. Just recently, she came out with this new design. It's absolutely precious. If she still has any available when this comes up, you can check it out because it is so cute. It's a little cherry blossom keychain.
Charm keychain.
Charm keychain.
Which is extra cute. It's multiple charms.
So I know it's a limited stock, but if they're still available when we put this video out, you guys 100% should check it out and support her, a fellow Nancy Drew fan, creating content around the Nancy Drew games.
We each already have one of her keychains to begin with because they're adorable.
I think we've shown them at
And
some
we're
point.
kind of frothing at the mouth at the new design, which I cannot get to load.
Want it so bad. Rika, I said Rika Boo. What in the world? That is not it.
Rika Cub.
Rika Cub Designs.
Rika Cub.
Rika Cub.
We can put her name
We
down
can put
below.
her name down below.
We just felt like it should be Rika Boo.
Look at that. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's so cute.
It is very cute.
I want it so it would replace my other one because look, you still
Look at
have
both.
the little
I know.
badge.
Like that badge is so cute. The
With a little flower.
That was a very aggressive scream.
I need it.
And there's a cat face on it.
When I love cats, I have 3. She's a cat, I believe she's a fellow cat fan from the brief interactions I've had with her.
Online, not in
Online.
person.
I've never met her.
Although, if you ever want to hang out with us to shoot a video, let us know. We do love talking to other Nancy Drew fanatics.
We do.
And I think having a Nancy Drew themed keychain, pin, and accessory line is definitely at least equal to the same level of fanaticism as having a Nancy Drew recipe channel.
Probably so. But anyways, that was kind of off topic, but I just have to comment on it because it's so cute and I need it in my life.
We have shops to go explore, thrifting to do. Our coffee has been chugged. I am down to the bottom to the grains. You were almost down to the bottom. So this was a good one. We drank this one in a hurry. I will definitely be making this one again.
It definitely says fall, and I mean, who doesn't want, I mean, some of y'all might not like fall coffee, but I adore it. It tastes like fall coffee. It's just everything I need right now.
And also keep in mind, we have discussed so many times about how she hates cinnamon in her coffee.
No, I like things like pumpkin spice lattes. I don't like cinnamon.
You don't like cinnamon as a main note in the coffee.
No, but it's not a main note in this, so it's okay.
Yes. Very tasty.
All right, well, until next time, guys, as always, tell us anything that you may potentially want us to try for the next video. We're always open to ideas.
Let us know what your coziest Nancy Drew game to play every fall is.
Mine is, what's my fall game? I know my winter one. We've said 100 million times.
For fall, a lot of times I want to play like Blue Moon Canyon.
I feel like maybe the Silent Spy.
Yeah, that one does have very much a fall feel. And then we have a full list of ones for the winter. Wintertime is our...
Whoa.
Especially when we're off for Christmas break.
Is specifically...
Waverly Academy, Icicle Creek, and then usually fitting something else in there in the amount of time, but always Icicle Creek and Waverly Academy over the winter. Until next time, and we hope y'all have a great time
and a lovely fall, and we'll see you next time.
Bye! Mystery time.
There's a mystery. Oh, it smells like fall! Oh, my heart is yearning.